I love that part there at the end. That's my favorite part. I hit the timing just right. Congratulations to Craig Mintz for winning that feature finally after 3 years or whatever it is.
It's been a dry spell for him.
It has
for
been.
Sure.
Welcome to the Last Lap Live. I'm Brian Smith, hanging out on the couch with Shelly, this guy, and we're at it for another week. It's like a dozen weeks almost, I think.
Getting
we made
close, aren't we?
Exactly 12.
12?
Well, this is exactly 12. That was just a guess. That's pretty good. I can't believe we made it this far.
No one's killed us yet.
No one's killed us yet?
Flogged us out of town or anything.
Nope. Farmer still lets us come in here and hang out. I got a bunch of positive comments at the races on Saturday because Steven was playing it, even though it was killing me. It was just killing me because I can't handle hearing my own voice. It's terrible. But we got a lot of people said they liked the show. You said you got a lot of people that didn't even know we were on.
Yeah, I had a lot of people up underneath the covered grandstands sit and watch it, because what do you do when you're there, when the gates open?
Right.
And said that they didn't know that we were doing it. So maybe we'll get some new viewers.
That's good, hopefully. And if you're watching this, make sure you share it with your friends, put it out on your Twitters and your Facebooks and all that stuff. And
so we can get our daytime Emmy, our nighttime Emmy?
probably nighttime.
One of
Yeah,
those.
we just want to win a Webby or an award or something. Best production or best sound. Clearly we've got that covered. So, are you going to talk a little louder tonight?
I am gonna. I feel like I'm a really loud talker, but then I noticed when I was at the racetrack on Saturday, I felt like I was telling top secrets. Yeah. So.
It wasn't too bad. I shouldn't talk.
I just think I'm generally not a really loud person unless you make me mad.
Maybe we
then
can make you mad when you come
Good to
in.
go. Well, we got Dynan up next. We'll see what he can do. He usually can jerk my chain once in a while.
Well, that's good. I always feel, I guess I want to do that. I want it to be comfortable, but I'm kicking back a little bit too much.
No such thing.
Well, we got Dustin Dynan, like I said. He's going to be our first guest. We're going to bring him on and get him out of the way and let you rip him, because you're the car owner, correct? Is that?
He is, yeah.
Kinda?
Yeah.
Partly? Okay.
Partly, kind of, sort of.
So we can talk about some different things that...
I already got on him about buzzing the top for, what are they running, 25 laps for the 305?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he buzzed the top for 24 of them.
But that's what you like, right?
I do, but not when you're not going anywhere. I like to see some forward drive or something every once in a while, but they'll get it. Of course, it's, tire's fault.
It's the tire's fault?
Isn't that what all you drivers say?
I don't know.
Hate the Hoosier tires, hate them, hate them, hate them.
Oh, I would never say that.
Years ago, I heard everybody complain about hate the Goodyear tires.
Yeah, and if it's not that, it's something else.
Yeah,
the wings aren't
it'll
good
come
enough.
around, exactly.
After him, we got one of our legends is coming on, Lee Potter, or Bill Day, or whatever.
He's going by tonight.
Yep, he'll have some good stories that we'll talk to Lee about. And then finally we'll finish up with the driver of the 68G, Tyler Gunn, who ran a couple non-wing races here the last 2 weeks.
I'm afraid we might be losing Tyler.
We're going to lose him, you think, to non-wing stuff?
He's really liking it.
Is he?
Yeah.
I know he went over to Wayne County
Yeah.
on Saturday. We'll talk to him a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Don't want to tell that whole story because Tyler doesn't talk much like some of the younger guys. They don't talk a whole lot, so we're going to try.
They grow into it after they get around a couple years. Tyler wasn't a race family from this area, so he doesn't have a lot in common as the rest of us can sit here and BS about stuff that's happened over the
Well, that's not good.
Decades.
Because I'm not very good at getting that out of them. So, I struggle every week to get conversation going.
We got a big night coming up at the racetrack Saturday too. We got Rote's Poultry Night, and they do their buy one get one chicken sandwich.
Always a favorite.
Yeah.
Always a favorite of mine.
And we did distribute 10,000 free student tickets to the schools in Sandusky County. So for me, that's always a really fun night because the van full of kids will pull up and their parents will drop them off. And
it's babysitting night at the Speedway.
Kind of. Now you said that, I didn't.
Well, I'm not afraid to say it. I saw
it is.
A lot of them congregate underneath the grandstands, but they're at the races. And
they do, and they're buying hot dogs, and maybe
Right.
if we get a couple fans that come back, that's the goal, is to reach a couple of them at least.
Right.
We got our Speedway Queen this year out of a free ticket last year.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure some of them will end
Go
up
back
in
at
the
it
grandstands
again.
watching.
yeah.
Right,
And
that's
we didn't have any problems last year with them. That was the good part. We had kids everywhere, just everywhere, but we didn't have any disruptive kids or anything.
Right.
So it all worked out. So we decided to try it again this year.
That's good. What else we got coming up at the Fremont Speedway here soon?
We have the 2-day show coming up, which
2-day All-Star Show?
yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. I look forward to 2 days, even though I'll be complaining about it on the second day. because you go back to back and you have to do everything twice consecutively. Right. But
clean up in a hurry for the next night.
Yeah.
That's a Saturday and a Sunday deal.
Yep.
Correct. We have Monday. Most people have Monday off on Memorial Day. That's always a good show. We got a few different, two different all-star shows, 2-day shows. Jim Ford Classic later at the year. And then Tuesday and a Thursday of Speed Week.
Thursday and Saturday.
Thursday and Saturday?
Thursday and Saturday?
Oh, yeah, but there's the finale there.
I think
That's
so.
right. Thursday and Saturday. So
Yep.
don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, you were speaking of the kids' night. I wanted to mention that last week I talked about a friend of mine, little boy, Jason Klinger, who had a brain tumor and had surgery. And we went and saw him on Sunday and took him a big card. My wife got a big poster board and had all the drivers, all the track workers, sponsors, everybody was there, autographed this card, and we got to take that to him.
She was hoofing it.
Yeah.
That's a task to get get down there and get everybody. So
right. And everybody was
for doing that.
very, very gracious and signing that. Finally had to chase down Travis Philo at the end of the night, but I ran into him with the golf cart and got him to stop so he could sign it for us. But Nate Dussel gave a T-shirt, and the Fremont Speedway gave a T-shirt, and Piers gave a hat, and there was some other stuff in there that was really neat to hand it to him. He was doing okay at that point, but he's starting to get better now. So hopefully they'll be at the races in a couple weeks.
Is he doing well?
Yeah, starting to do better. He's out of his room, and hopefully be in step down sometime next week.
I'm hoping to see him out for the Kick It game in September.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
Get him out there and have some fun with him.
Big fan. So, well, that's it for our first segment. I think we're going to go ahead and do our 410 highlights, and then we will take a commercial break and come back with Dustin Dinan.
Side by side, wing to wing, wheel to wheel, out of turn 4, Reno! Everybody tiptoes through turns 1 and 2. Brian Lay with the advantage down the backstretch, but here comes Mintz racing to his outside. The lap cars are racing side by side in front of your leaders out of turn 4. 8 laps go in the books this time by. Mintz going to take a look to the outside of Brian Lay in turn 2. Heavy lap traffic. Lay and Mintz glued to that bottom groove. Out of turn 4. Here comes Mintz. And Brad Bowman races your leaders and he unlaps himself. They run nose to tail out of turn 4. Mintz on the bottom of turn 2. Mintz with a good run out of turn 2 takes the lead.
When it's time to say goodbye to your current vehicle, hop online to BaumanAutoGroup.com or visit the Bauman dealership nearest you. We've been serving the people of Ohio since 1956. With over 800 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles of every make and model at our 6 locations across northern Ohio, finding your next vehicle is easy. And if the vehicle you like isn't nearby, we can bring it to the Bauman store nearest you. Or shop online 24/7 at BaumanAutoGroup.com. Then visit the Bauman dealership in your town. Bauman won't be beat.
Boy, here we go.
So welcome back to the Last Lap Live, and you didn't see it because we were on a commercial break, but it's already started. I believe that Shelly is listed as the owner on that race car that Dustin Dinan here drives, the number 6, and she's already on him about not having the race car worked on by Tuesday. It should. I took mine to the car wash today just before I got here.
Oh, so you're see, in my mind, I think you do it after the races.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
You go to the races, you go home. Or you go to the car wash, you do it, and you service, and then you're ready to do the little stuff during the week. But that's just me.
I got a little one that stands at the fence.
Don't be.
Stands at the fence, daddy, 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 daddy. So I gotta go home with her at the end of the night.
You can't go right to the car wash and spend 2 hours there and all that stuff. Yeah, see, I don't do it that way either. I know a lot of guys do, but I go on Monday or Tuesday whenever I get to the car wash, and then let it dry, and then Thursday I'll work on it. I pulled it out of the trailer last week on Thursday and went to Attic on Friday.
Most of
Really?
the time I got a guy that helps us out, Tom Lozier. I tell him, just give her a WD-40 bath this week. Just wipe her down with a little WD-40.
Man, you can't say
That's
that in
just
front
what
of
I
her.
want to hear.
It looks good. Does it shine when it comes to the racetrack?
Oh, jeez.
At least blow some sunshine while she's sitting right next to you. Jeez.
I've known him a long time. I know when he's blowing sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dustin, did you come up with something interesting to talk about? Because we don't want to have you guys come in here and not have
You
anything.
know he's shaking his head no before
No, I
you.
thought you guys had all the questions. I just giving answers.
There's neither one of us is a radio interview, TV interview type of person. So we're just here because Farmer told us we had to be. So that's just how this starts out. So what do you want to talk about?
No, I found out it's a lot harder to be a race car guy when you got 2 kids now.
Is it? That's
It's a lot
that make a
harder.
big change?
It's change, yes, for sure.
And what do you have for kids?
2 girls, 2 little girls.
He's got that same problem you have.
Yeah, that happens to racers a lot.
I know.
Right.
Mark Keegan got 3 of them before he got
Yeah.
it right, and it definitely happens. So
I
how does
think-
that change it?
I think it takes a little away from the shop time. And then work-wise, I work at Miller Pipeline. We're working 10, 12-hour days, and
Oh, really?
that's tough. Then you hear that from, you gotta come home. You been working. Well, I gotta work on the race car. No.
Yeah, but she's a racer family.
Yeah.
She probably knows.
Oh yeah, but she's at home with them all day, and
Yeah.
they're rotting or whatever. And
So what you're saying is you have your priorities straight.
I
The
think
race
so.
car comes last, even though
No.
she's sitting next to you saying it's not.
No, it's one of my top priorities, but I try to. And when I do
Yeah,
it, I
right.
try to do it all in one night. I make it a late night and just try to get it all done in one night. And
So what
You
kind
know.
of what kind of stuff do you do then? I mean, what is your typical? I don't think we've asked anybody about this. What's your typical night? If you got one night to work on a race car, what kind of stuff do you do?
well, first we just put it back up on the blocks, check it at the turns and stuff, make sure no bars went bad or shocks went bad,
And then
and then you gotta check the bolts. The first couple nights we had some stuff falling off the car. So.
I'm at home going, oh my god.
Was there a header that fell out?
That was a
was the
muffler.
second
That was
night.
not my fault because I don't weld, so
Oh,
that
the
definitely
muffler
was not
broke.
my fault.
See, I can probably deal with the muffler. It was the nose wing.
Nose wing.
The-
From
when-
when I went to the tail and I was passing for second again, and my nose wing flies off. Yeah, I guess.
Did you bump into something?
No.
It
I
just
was-
fell off?
I was a little mad. about
Oh
that.
yeah.
I
bet.
was a little mad too.
How does
Because
that,
I came from all the way to the tail and back
And he
passing
did.
for
He
second.
redeemed himself.
how does that happen?
I don't know. I guess
Actually,
I
that
didn't
wasn't
tighten
the
the
first.
bolts.
I don't think that was the first night. I didn't go. You raced, and I get a
Oh.
text from a innocent bystander. The 6 won't run, and I'm like,
That was my fault
it's
again.
the first night out. How does
I
the
put a
6
new
not
fuel.
run?
I put a new fuel tank together, and I put the bladder in. And I thought, the fuel would push it down. Well, then the hose was sucking against the fuel tank.
Oh,
Bladder
you
in
gotta
there.
cut them on an angle and.
It was cut at an angle. It
Oh,
just
okay.
was the end was bunched up on the end, against the holes.
Right.
But again, you came back, redeemed yourself.
Yeah, but then the left rear arm broke in the feature.
Yeah.
So did she tell you out there that when you came in here, she was just gonna berate you on air about all this stuff that you're doing wrong?
I,
And she
I
does
got
it quite a little bit.
I tried to
sometimes,
do it
too.
in a nice fashion. Dustin worked for me for
6 years.
a long time, so we've had a working relationship outside of
Where at?
sprint cars.
The apartment complex in Fremont here.
We worked
Oh.
for a company out of Cleveland, Millennia Housing Management, and Dustin was my, what was it? My,
Friendly maintenance man.
well, then there's that.
That sounds like a
my
good story
pet.
behind
Were you
that.
my pet? Is that what
Yeah, the
The
teacher's
pet.
pet, or
Yeah.
whatever they call me.
they used to always tease that Dustin always got preferential treatment or.
They always tell me, go play your Friday trick so we can get out of here early.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know any of that stuff. That's interesting. That's how you ended up in the 6 car. Apparently, you've had a long
I think
relationship.
that we were at someone's wedding, weren't we? You and Mike Britt had just separated,
Yeah.
and you
I
were
think something like that. No, we were at the
Fast Banquet or something. Scott Nominee's wedding.
Scott Mommy's wedding.
Yeah, and you and Mike were separating at the time,
Yeah.
and we had a car sitting there, and my dad was going into the Hall of Fame, and for me, who better than Dustin Dinan to do it, because he was without a car, and I have a long-standing relationship with him, and he'll buzz the top every now and then. sometimes too long.
Well, that was another thing. Before we went on the air, she was ripping you for buzzing the top for 24
Well, I
laps
know,
instead
and
of trying to
well,
pass somebody.
And then I got another guy, Charlie, my mechanic. He don't run through the holes, so I'm not running through the holes. I'm buzzing on the top, then I get yelled at for buzzing on the top.
I don't yell. I don't. And
Not
he did go to
yell,
the
but-
bottom. I did see him go to the bottom and try, and it was just really
It wasn't
not
that
good
real
there.
good down the bottom
No.
either. It was
So-
just easier to drive on the bottom.
Who's
you know.
wrenching on the race car?
Charlie Butler.
Oh, okay. Charlie will give you a hard time no matter where you go.
Oh, Charlie gives me. He says I'm going to give you a hard time when we're going to the front stretch. I said,
And Aaron
"Okay."
Folk, we gotta
Aaron
give
Folk.
Aaron a shout out. He does a lot.
Yeah, he does a lot. He's been with me from day one, from when I started racing. and
Oh, really?
He's helped me out a lot.
Just an
Kept me
all-around good
going.
guy.
Yeah,
I like Aaron.
good guy. We go out and do stuff when we're not racing together. And
I've seen
Hannah,
him.
his daughter, and
I've seen him roll a race car into the trailer. Well, slide a race car into the trailer when you had to go to the hospital before. He's been
yeah,
around for a long time.
I made that trip to the hospital with him.
Did you? The
Yeah.
Finley one?
Finley.
No, I made the Fremont hospital.
Oh, the Fremont one.
Yep. Yeah.
Finley one was a tough one. Yeah.
It's always good when you have to take a buddy to the hospital and they're cutting their clothes off and that freaky stuff. So Dustin and I go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
No awkward pauses, so come up with
No
something else to
awkward
talk to him
pauses.
about here.
I honestly don't know. I do know what Dustin does. You're a hunter. You're.
I do a lot of hunting when I'm not racing. Well, when not working.
When you get away from the kids and
Well, yeah.
He's got
Sunday, I
really
try to
fun
make Sundays just family day
Yeah.
type deal. I try really don't do nothing on Sundays unless there's a race.
stuff. Y'all just
Right.
load up in the minivan and go do.
Yep, roll up in the Mini, go do a little cruising.
Lindsay was giving
Last week
Dustin
we
a hard
went.
time for driving a minivan.
It was Mother's Day, and Lisa Hammer, my mother-in-law to be, she wanted to go load up in the motorhome, and we all loaded up in the motorhome and went to a restaurant and ate as a whole big family.
Oh,
that was
that's
pretty
cool.
fun.
Because you don't have a real big. Well, you kind of have a big family.
Lisa and Randy got 8 granddaughters.
Yeah.
wow.
But you on the dine-in side, you guys aren't real big, are you?
We just ain't real tight.
Yeah, that happens. You forget where I come from.
Yeah.
You'll have that.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you hunt? What do you shoot?
Oh, a lot of ducks. I hunt a lot of ducks. My stepdad, Joe Haggerty, started a hunt club up in Kirkland, across from Happy Days Boating, called Hunter's Point, and I take guys out, guide guys out hunting.
Oh, yeah. Is that a duck commander hat you got on there?
Yeah.
You
duck
use their
commander.
you use their duck calls, do you?
Yeah, use their duck
The
calls.
Duck Dynasty
I don't know
guys?
if you noticed me in the wintertime, I kind of had me a little bit of beard.
Little bit.
But
It was
I work
huge.
outside and it's too hot to have that much
Yeah.
facial hair on there.
It was like,
That'd be good though. We grow that
Huge.
baby up for that kickball event. Maybe you can get yourself a big old beard and we shave that off there.
it was, you probably could have done that. I didn't see him for a couple months over the winter, and when I ran into him, I was like, oh. I told Lindsay, I'm like, Dustin, what, I'm not sure something, I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, there was a lot of it.
And some wintertime it keeps your face warm, and then gotta get
You
rid of
wash
it in the
that, Mike,
summertime.
or what do you
Oh
do
yeah, I
about it?
conditioned it. I had to have Rachel. I said, Rachel, feel it's getting softer, ain't it? She says, no, it's not getting softer. Shave that dumb thing off.
She's not a fan of it, huh?
Your kids ain't even gonna recognize you.
Mine gets about this long, and that's about too much right there. I gotta shave that. Pokies. My little girl say it's pokies. I don't want-
Pokies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want kids with pokies.
yeah, little girls don't like that.
But yeah, I enjoy having the kids. It's new. You learn a lot. You grow up a lot having kids. That's for sure. And
Changes your perspective,
People
doesn't
used to know me probably thought, this
He's
wild
never
kid ain't
gonna
gonna grow up. But it made me grow up, and I didn't want to change it for nothing. They're
Yeah.
pretty cool.
How old are they?
Skylar is about 1.5, and Paisley's month. 1
Oh,
month.
really?
Yeah, he's got little.
So you got diapers all over the place.
Diapers all over.
But who we talked about that with? Was that last week or week before? You put your shirt up on your nose there.
Oh, I
change the
do.
diapers
Sometimes you
that.
just have to.
Yeah, see.
It's
Husband
bad.
Bieber, was it Tony?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's just a guy thing, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just a guy
I know.
thing.
A couple of my buddies, they don't want to change their diapers. I said, well, you made the kid, you gotta change the diaper. at
That's a
least."
really good perspective, Dustin.
Yeah.
You know.
And
Well, you have
and
grown up.
you bring Skylar to the shop. She's been
Oh,
to the shop.
she
and-
loves the shop. She'll get inside the tires and she'll play peekaboo like one of them little woodchuck things that you pound at the
You found
Yeah.
her.
arcade
Whack-a-moles.
room. Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
pop up, play peekaboo with you, and I love taking her home at the end of the day working. She's just greasing. Here you go,
Yeah,
Ma.
yeah. Bath time.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
putting wrenches in the axle. and
Oh,
all
she
that stuff?
put. You gotta watch her. She puts them everywhere. In her mouth. She tries to, no, you can't do that, Skylar.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen her running around there. Actually, everybody over at the Six shop brings their kids. Sometimes
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Oh,
kids.
yeah. That's
And then
one
I
good
have to go
thing,
home when all the little kids are running around because I tend to have a nervous breakdown over little kids putting things in places where they're not. Mine are big. I'm not
Yeah.
used to having little ones.
I saw a picture. Jeremy Campbell, the racer. He's got a little boy, and he ended up setting up on the edge of the motor, and the stacks were off of the injection, and everything was open,
Ugh.
and the two breather tubes on the front of the motor were open. I'm thinking, what are you doing? I mean, that stuff is going down there. That's what they do.
Maybe it was a planned photo shoot or something.
Still, I can't imagine. It's just taking,
No.
the kid's gonna figure out how to go
Yeah.
it's down in there. Make me
It
nervous.
won't take long. They see a little spot like that and they're dumping it.
Right.
But you
So-
had Paisley so you had them both now to the racetrack.
Yep, last weekend was both their first
Yeah.
time out of the car at the racetrack.
Yeah, that's good. Start them early.
How'd they deal with the noise?
Oh, Skylar loves it. We were at the engine shop last Saturday. Dennis's and DJ was firing his car up, and she tried to take off across the parking lot to go see it. I was like, no.
Creating a monster.
Yeah, she loves it. She got to sit in them. We went to the mall show. She had to sit in every car at the mall show.
Yeah.
Just start at the
Yeah.
end and work your way down.
What do you guys use for ear protection?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Well,
Okay,
she'll
now stop there.
She'll start with them on, and then it just.
You got like earphones, like
Yeah.
shooting earphones or whatever, or chainsaw.
Everybody knows Buzz. Brian, Ty, I think. Buzz, Big Buzz. Used to help Bob Foster.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
okay.
But he
That's funny.
and
I didn't know till
last week Rachel brought Skylar and he says, I got some earphones in the car, in the truck, get them. She says, well, how much were they? They're $100. I'm not using them, my kid will break them, and she says,
We sell
Buzz
them
says,
for
you better take them.
$5.
The earphones.
Yeah, we got the big
Yeah.
red ones. And it's funny because some kids won't,
Like, last year she wouldn't even mess with them, leave them on. This year, nope, she don't want them on.
That's how Christopher was, but he hated the loud noises. My son was the only 11-year-old still walking around the pits with the big red earmuffs on.
I got a guy who helps me on a race car wears those.
Yeah.
He wears the big earmuffs.
I got
Yeah.
pictures of Christopher. He had to be 10 or 11 years old, and the sound just really bothered him. But now he doesn't wear them, and he's 25 and he's hard of hearing.
Yeah.
He's been out racing, and you say something to him, he looks at you like.
We did there was a Things That Go, I think, at the Grace Lutheran Church here in town. The fire trucks, and we took our race car over there and stuff, and we had a bunch of kids getting out, and some guy was wanting to take his kid to the races, but the noise bothered him, so they got these wax. Amanda Brubaker, Stewart's wife, gave us a set one time with our littlest one, Camille.
Kind of
Just-
mold.
Well, they're not. They're just little chunks of wax, and you just stuff them right in the ear, and they stick in there better than earplugs.
Yeah.
And it's not the big thing on there.
Opening night, I had a little girl
Yeah.
in the office, had stuffed her finger in her ear and had her
Ear.
all the way down in, and they ended up, the infield crew came and tried to get it out, and she ended up having to go to a specialist on Monday.
Oh wow.
Dig down in there and get them out, but we saw a lot of those big red.
Big earmuffs.
Yeah.
My littlest one's got a pair of yellow ones that she wears. At least they squeeze her face. And
Yeah.
So how's the season going so far this year? Don't worry about her. She's not gonna say anything. How as far as you think, how's it going?
I think it's going real good. We got, like I said, I got a new mechanic, Charlie, again this year. And, most teams get years and years racing together and get to know each other. And last year I started with new guys, and this year I started with new guys again. And I feel that it's going real good. We've not went backwards yet. We've gained positions every time we've been on the racetrack, so
It's good. Car feels good.
car feels good. Last week track was a little freer than most nights we've had in the
Yeah, it was
past.
perfect. I loved it.
But we didn't tighten up enough. But we talked Saturday night, and then Charlie again called me Sunday, and I think we're going to be on track and getting that tightened up.
That's good. Yeah. See, they're not even though they're not working on it, they're talking about it.
I
so-
text him at least once a week and tell him that I'm proud of him and keep doing what you're doing.
How many times a week does she tell you that you need to do this and you need to do
Well,
that?
I do that first.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll follow it up with, by the way, have I told you, you know, the cars, you're looking good and things are going,
So rip them and then build them back up.
well, yeah, something
Got it.
like that. Yeah.
Where'd you finish on Saturday?
Oh, fifth.
If I'd have known, sometimes we don't know who's going to be on the show. We'd have had video for you and that kind of stuff, like we have with some other guys. But I didn't even know till 2 o'clock the day you were going to be on. I don't know who's in charge of that. Obviously,
I
it's not
actually
me.
had him written down when we left last week because I knew he couldn't say no. Or
Yeah,
I assumed he
that is
wouldn't
true.
say no.
If
That's
I'd have
true.
known that, we'd have had
I didn't
video.
think he would say no. He never normally does anyways. I don't know if he
It was
feels
on the
like
website on Sunday afternoon.
I'd go to the website. I can't stand to hear myself talk. I wouldn't go to the website to watch it and find out. Did you know I got to race with you?
When? Oh yeah, last week.
Yeah, I ran to Merrill's car.
39.
Did
Yeah.
you know he was the second quick qualifier in group qualifying?
Second quick.
Yeah. He don't like group qualifying,
Group qualifying seconds.
I was third quick.
but he went out one
Yeah.
second quick. I just had to throw that in there.
I was in the first
in case
set.
he didn't know.
Yeah. And we'll talk about this a little bit because the last time I did group qualifying was in the early 90s. That's where I learned to hate it. Okay. So I have an updated view of group qualifying, and I'll go ahead and tell you what it is. Nothing bad happened. Nobody got in my way. I didn't get in anybody else's way. The only thing, and if you know my theory on it, you know, it's a crap program. You can only make it up to crap. The only thing that would make it better is if there was one car on the track at a time. That's the only thing that would make it better, and then I think it would work out pretty good.
But for you, because you don't get to qualify every
I
week,
don't
do you like
mind
it?
Yeah,
Do you
I
like
don't
it
mind
better
at
than
all.
just?
Well, we only got 3 laps when we hot lapped anyway, so.
Yeah. It's getting better from a fan perspective too. The first night, I hated it.
I think I was giving Johnny Ivy a little crap and Bobby and them. I says, well, you guys, you know, you're a little older. What, you going to sandbag now so you start in the front row? Because John started on the outside front row. And no, he says.
Well, speaking of front row, I would like to see you put it on the front row and take that challenge.
I'll
Yeah,
take
let's
that
bomb
challenge.
it.
I like. I think at Fremont it'll be a little harder,
I do too.
harder,
I
but
think it's
at
gonna
Attica I'd take it every week.
I think
could-
you're right too.
at
I
Attica.
said that when we talked about it when the whole thing happened last Saturday night. Buck Bauman was
Yeah,
at
he was
the
down there
races
at the car and
yeah,
talking to.
him and Farmer got talking back and forth, and he don't come to the races a whole lot, and he was like super excited about what he had seen and wanted to
Yeah.
do some more, and
Well, let's talk about that, what it is. I don't think people know what it is. It just came out today in a press release.
it did.
It's
What do they call it? The Bauman, the Big Buck Bauman's Big Buck Bump.
Yeah,
Get on that, Steven. Here's basically what it is the pole starter in each division gets the opportunity to go to the tail, and if he wins from the tail, he gets $5,000
Plus the winnings.
plus the winning $5,000 bonus, and that's in all 3 divisions. So the truck guy's got a chance to win
They do.
$5,000.
And it even goes as far as if the pole sitter chooses to pass the outside front
First
sitter.
one.
The-
Well,
So the front row, basically, starting with the pole guy, gets a chance to get the $5,000 bonus, and then
it gets better.
it gets better
It does.
if he doesn't win. Whatever place he makes it to, they double his finishing money.
Say if Fremont Speedway's pay is $400, I'm just gonna throw that out there, you'll get $800.
So really, in a 305, it's a no-brainer.
yeah.
I think it is in the 410s too, because
I don't know if the
if
410's pay out of there.
well, if you end up, I think 13th, it's $350.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So if they double that, it's $700. So that's like 4th or 5th place money.
right.
So for me, it would be a no-brainer. If I got on the front row, you know, my car can only be so wide, and you know, the guys are fast. So I'd take the 700 guaranteed or the
Right.
600 guaranteed for sure.
Mhm.
It just makes sense.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
The trucks are going to be really interesting, I think.
Or
because-
scary.
Well, there are a couple. Yeah, there's a few guys in the 305s that could get it done, but there are a lot more 305 guys that are good cars, really good cars. The trucks has a little bit more of a difference between the fastest guys and the next guys. So, you know, guys like Valeni and Foose and Art Ball and John Ivy's coming back into 00, and Corey Ward and some of them guys, you know, they can come from the tail. Dustin Keegan, obviously, they can come from the tail and make it exciting. And if, you know, if one of them guys is coming down, even in the 305s, you're coming down for the win for $5,000.
Boy.
It's going to be something. So
I would like to see you do it.
Oh, I'll do
Both
it.
of you, try it.
I ain't scared.
yeah, I think that's been, you put something up on Facebook today, and that's been the general consensus is
Yeah.
I'll do it,
It seems like it.
because you know,
I was just curious if anybody was going to do it, because I think at Fremont it's probably difficult.
Especially just doubling your finishing spot if you don't win. That's
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Even if you finish last, it's still pretty good money because the start money's pretty good.
And I kind of feel like for you, I owe Dustin an apology for last year because when we put that 6-car together, I had said, Farmer said, it takes a while for teams to mesh and win races and stuff. And I said, they'll win at least 6 races this year. And you got to 6 and stopped.
Hey, well,
So he did.
I got
He
the 6 and then tipped her over 2 weeks in a row. It wasn't
2?
stopped. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw some of them pictures of wings laying all over the place.
It was the one trip I made. I caught a lot of grief from it, I think. Matter of fact, you may have told me that I don't normally go to Attica on Friday nights once the weather gets nice, and it's not because I don't like Attica. That's not it. It's I like the lake a lot better. And I went over the last night for your points race because you were second, I think, and the points were tight enough that I thought I'm going to go over and support him. And I go over and Dustin's upside down on the front stretch in the first lap of the heat race, and so I got ice cream and went back to the lake.
She got both in. So
I did. So.
Yeah.
All right, Dustin, we got to do this last thing here. This is having a ball with Art, is what we call it. To play on our 75 feature win, Art Ball. Art 75 years old, and won
The other night,
again Saturday. And I told him about this, so now he at least knows about it.
He had no clue.
We got to get him on and do this. But so basically, we're not going to go with the time limit. We don't need a time limit because nobody ever takes it. But you got to take that, put that up on your head, draw a picture of the number 6 car, and you got to do as good as Nate Dussel and Chris Andrews. I mean, they
I
got
don't
pretty
think
good.
I can do that good. They probably practiced.
They said they didn't, but they started with the wheels, and you got to
I've seen
find the
some
4
wheels going
corners,
in there.
and don't draw it upside down. 'Cause
I
then we'll just
think
have
I
to do
am.
some more
He
ribbon.
looks like he's gonna.
But yeah, talking about Art Ball there, it was I was in my uniform still, and I heard that he was leading with so many laps to go, so I ran up in the grandstands, and I'm standing in the middle of the grandstands like this, cheering for Art Ball like everybody else was.
Yeah, it was good. And Alvin Rupke too. Alvin
Yeah,
hasn't
definitely.
won, or even though of course I was watching the 6-car, but then I seen everybody was kind of maintaining where they
Whoa.
were at. Looks like a beetle bug.
Go ahead and autograph that for me. I'll put it up in the camera here so people can see it. You got the wing came off. It's in the fence. It looks like we got a wreck there. Did you have a 6 on it anywhere? You didn't.
No, I didn't put a
You
number
got to
on
put the
it.
number on there. You know what I
Front
think?
axle's hanging out of it.
Yeah, that looks like the
Hope
6
that's
car
not
from the end of the
a
year.
sign of times to come.
Well, I hope not.
It looks like one of those fish you see on the backs of
I
the
think it looks
the
like a
cars
beetle
sometimes.
bug. Oh, one of those.
Yep,
Yep.
whatever them are called. Ichthus fish, whatever they are. So Dustin, thanks for coming in. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Hopefully it wasn't too
You
bad.
want to shake my hand?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So thanks Dustin for coming in. We're gonna go ahead and do
Gosh,
the
Dustin, that was a tough one.
The 305 highlights.
Sorry.
He's getting you back for all that ribbon you gave him with the handshake. We'll see the 305 highlights, which was a great race. Alvin Ripke taking the win over Jordan Ryan. And we'll do a commercial and come back with Lee Potter.
Jordan Ryan to the inside of John Ivey out of turn 2. Ryan with a run into turns 3 and 4. Nose to tail, and here comes Alvin Rupke to the outside. Side by side for the lead. Jordan Ryan, your new leader out of turn 2, but Alvin Rupke's there as well. Lap traffic running the bottom groove. Here comes Rupke to the outside. 5 to go. Ryan with a good run off the bottom of turn 2, but Dan Hammond's going to hold him up. Here comes Rupke. 2 to go. They split. Alvin Rupke to the outside of Jordan Ryan. Dan Hammond on the bottom. Here comes Rupke to the outside of Dan Hammond sandwich. White flag, Alvin Rupke. Alvin Rupke down the backstretch, clear track ahead. He'll throw it to the outside. Here comes Jordan Ryan to the inside. Checker flag, Alvin Rupke.
Sunshine.
Welcome back to the Last Lap Live. We're here with our guest, Lee Potter. And I got to tell you, they were doing the highlights for the 305s there. And I heard him do it at Attica last year. And it was just the funniest thing. It was my favorite call. He goes, it's a Dan Hammond sandwich.
The sandwich.
I don't know what that is. It just cracks me up. So, Lee, welcome to the show. I know you're excited about doing this drawing on your head thing later, so don't worry about
I
that.
can't hardly wait to do that.
You're one of our legends. And are you going to go, I want to know when you come back to race on June 7th, are you going to be legend Lee Potter or are you going to be legend Bill Day?
Well, I talked to a wonderful lady in my life, and she told me I could race, so I can use my real name.
Oh, that's
right.
good. That's good. If you don't know what we're talking about, it was 1990?
Yeah, 1990.
1990, they had the All-Stars were at Fremont, and Lee was running 305s, the first Fremont Speedway Econo champion at that time. And he brought the 305 over.
Well, I had been running it off and on in the All-Star shows, and when they'd run the All-Star shows, they wouldn't have 305s. Well, then things were going pretty good, and a lot of the people with the 305s was complaining because I was running 2 divisions. So it was the last All-Star show, and I really wanted to race it. So they said, you can't run 2 divisions. So, So that week I went down to Nickel Paint and I bought me a gallon of gray latex paint. And I painted the car gray and had little Kenny Clark come over and letter it up nice with an 8 on it. And the owner was a friend of mine that lived in Fremont plus Columbus, Bill Belo. He was the owner. So I come to the track and Bill Belo's driver didn't show up. Bill Day didn't show up. So I started racing it and everybody complained, but then
Racers complained.
yeah, they was
That's
mad
how you
because,
play.
well, that's the same car. I said, no, it isn't. I said, this is Bill Day's car, but he didn't get here, and Mr. Belo asked me to race it. And then after the race was over, I made the show, and I did pretty good. I don't remember where I went, but they come over and said, hey, I want to see your other car. And I says, well, my other car, I wrecked it when I was racing down in Columbus. It's wrecked down in Columbus. It's not in the garage. So then I went to the car wash after the races and
Wash the paint off.
washed the paint off.
Water-based paint, just washed it right back off. That's did you win the heat race that night?
I think I did.
You won the heat race with the 305.
Yeah,
So,
I made, I think, just every All-Star show I raced in with that 305.
really?
Yeah.
That's unreal. You know you can't do that now. There's a rule you got to be 350
Yeah.
cubic inches or something. Because Saturday, I ran Tim Merrill's 305 and my 410 car. My 410 car I ran a 13.3 in qualifying, and with Tim's car I ran a 13.6. So it really wasn't hardly any slower. So I asked Farmer if I could run his 305 with the 410s the rest of the year, and he said, no, you can't do it because there's a limit. So that must be the Bill Day rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't do that now.
I think that might be in the rule book.
That's pretty funny. I remember that. I remember that very clearly. Actually.
Tim Ziske sent me a Facebook message the other day, and he said, make sure you ask Lee about the night at Lakeville. You must have got somebody get yeah.
That's a big story. I was running real good, and some young boy just drove right in the side of me and wrecked me. And I get out of the car, and I look over, and here he is. He's just out looking at his car, and my car's wrecked. I can't race it. So I walked over there, and everybody thought there was going to be a big fight. Kid says, what are you doing? And I just looked at him, and I reached in the car, grabbed his steering wheel, and I threw it out in the cornfield. I said, that'll fix him. He ain't going to race.
Was it the right guy?
No.
No.
I ended up,
I thought there was a little more to
You
this
threw the
Yeah.
steering wheel out for the wrong guy?
yep.
Stuff
But
happens.
the crowd went crazy.
Yeah, I bet they did.
They was clapping and going on, and the kid got mad at me, and he tried to tackle me, and I just walked away, and then they wanted to throw me out for fighting. I said, I didn't fight. All I did was throw the steering wheel.
That guy fought.
Yeah.
That's all it was. So were you a feisty driver when you were younger? I mean, did you get in some scuffles and that kind of thing, or?
That's what they tell me. You know, somebody told me I had a nickname, and I really never knew I had a nickname at the racetrack. But after I quit, then they told me I had a nickname because put up your Duke's Potter.
Oh yeah?
So
And you never knew that, huh?
I never knew that,
Wow.
but they claimed that that was my nickname.
So let's tell the people, when did you start racing and when did you quit and that kind of stuff, and what did you start racing and those sort of things?
Well, it was the early 60s. I started racing the old hobby stocks.
Okay.
And I raced hobby stocks, and then I went to a little bit of like late models, and then I run the modifieds. Actually, I used to have a car that looked something like the Bobby Knowles car.
Okay.
It was number 97. I used to race against that Bobby Knowles car. Yeah. And then I went into the sprint cars. I had a number 2 car that was before they ran wings.
Okay.
And I used to race that at Fremont and Finley. And Don Seacrest owned that car. Actually, at one time, Bobby Clark, there used to be a salesman in Bellevue that sold cars. I think it was Bobby Clark, yeah. Because he had different drivers drive. And he owned that car at one time, and somehow Don bought that and I got to drive. But then, come along, I started having kids and I quit racing.
For a short time.
For about 15 years. I
Oh,
started,
really?
Yeah, it was about 15 years. I started again in 88.
Oh, okay. So you quit for quite a while and then started back up with
Yeah.
the Econos again.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize that, because
Yeah.
obviously I met you around the 87, 88 time. We were neighbors at one point. My dad and him lived next door to each other.
Yeah.
So then he's still in the same spot, and I still work down the street
Yeah.
from you. So he actually drove the 2 Plus twice, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't even know why. I don't remember that. It was really early. It was 91, 92, somewhere in there.
Somewhere right in there, yeah.
I started racing in 91, so I think we might have had motor problems or something. Did you put your motor in it, maybe?
I believe that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's what it
so.
was. And we ran down.
That's when I was trying to run 410. I had a 406, and I ran pretty good, except all my used parts wouldn't hold up to the big motor. But I ran pretty decent. I could always say I made the last World Outlaw show at Fremont until they come back.
Yeah.
I can't say that no more.
So you were actually one of the fast guys, as they say, in the early '90s. There, you won some
Right.
races at Fremont and
Yeah.
NASCA, and
Yeah. But then people started getting a little better stuff. I was using used parts, and everybody else started using new parts. But I still ran competitive. I was then.
the heater just turned on. Now they're able
Sounds
to.
like a jet
They'll
taking
hear it
off
on here.
there.
So
You had one of the biggest fans ever in the history of Fremont Speedway with your son Mike,
Yep.
standing on the fence there.
oh boy,
Yep.
If you've been around Fremont Speedway for very long, I don't know if you can hear me with the vent there. If you've been around Fremont Speedway for very long, Lee's son Mike always stood on the front straightaway before they put in the wheelchair ramp and all that stuff.
yeah.
Just past the flag stand on the right hand side would
He'd
always
be
stand
hanging
there.
on the fence, and then it got to where he couldn't. He got to where he couldn't get up, and he'd have to set all the time. But
Still
he'd be
right
out there
here.
yelling all the time.
Yep, my dad. He would always. My dad would kick your dad's butt, and my dad.
Yep.
He was always a big Lee Potter fan. But
Yeah.
Definitely.
we still do a tribute to him every now and then. We turn our heads sideways and cheer it on. So
Got some pretty good pictures of him up there doing that.
yeah, definitely. So the Legends race is coming up. Obviously a legend. What are you looking forward to as far as this Legend race goes? You're gonna drive one of Mike Britt's 305s.
Mike Brett's, one of his cars that him and Brad Bowman are in together. And they say they're going to have a good motor. So now all I got to do is, hopefully I got it set up good and I can pass these old boys.
Yeah, these old boys. How old are you now?
Do I have to tell you?
You don't have to tell me. No, that's fine. You don't have to tell me. But Well, my dad was a detective for years and years. I can find out, so you might as well go ahead.
I'm
and
gonna
say.
I'm gonna have a birthday next month, and I'll be 70 years old.
Oh, jeez. Art Ball just won at 75, so you're not even old
So
yet.
good to go.
Yeah, me and him battled a few times together.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah. He brought out his ball peen hammer after me a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, did anybody ever tell you about him having a ball peen hammer in his car?
Nope. We gotta know. You gotta tell us that story. For
Yeah,
sure.
he used to carry one. If anybody get in any trouble, he get his little ball peen hammer out after him.
Really?
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
I can't. Can you imagine that going over now? Can you
Not
imagine
now.
Sean Bellini having
No.
a ball peen hammer in his truck going after somebody?
No.
Can't imagine.
The
It
fun
was a
day.
lot more fun then,
I
wasn't
was
it?
just gonna
Yeah.
say the fun days are gone. Now it's more of a
Everybody
tattletale
gets too
kind
serious.
of. Yeah.
When was the last time you were in a car?
Well, I got in 2 years ago and got the hot lap.
Okay.
I got 2 hot lap sessions in, and then
I remember that.
the regular driver showed up.
Yeah. Which car was that?
That guy just left here.
Dustin Dinan's car?
Yep, Dustin Dinan's car.
Oh, the Black 5, is that what it was?
Yep, yep.
Oh, okay.
Was it black or was it camouflage? Did he have a
No,
camouflage?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I know it went pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get out.
Was that when Justin Kaiser owned it? Red, was he the owner of that car? Or was that before that?
No,
Brett owned it?
Was it
Brett.
Britt's?
Oh,
Brett
okay.
and then was,
Because Britt, Mike, and Tim Ziski both say that you are the reason why they're involved in racing and they like racing. You kind of
yeah, Britt's mom don't like me.
know.
He went with us forever, you know. He used to drive the old motorhome, put the race car trailer on quite a bit.
So will he be wrenching on you're running his car, so he'll be taking care of it, or
Yeah,
yeah.
but we haven't decided who's setting it up yet.
Uh
Oh, okay. I can tell by the look in your eye there that it's not going to be Mike. You need Daniel Smith to come
oh.
down.
I was
in.
just gonna say that.
Have Daniel Smith come and wrench on that thing.
Well, I've been trying to talk him into it, but I don't know if I can get the job done or not.
No?
I haven't seen Daniel at the races yet this year.
Oh, he's been doing a lot of work.
Chris
Yeah.
is getting older and probably has a lot going on with her.
He still likes to work on them, but he can't get away and run away from his job
Yeah.
anymore like he used to.
He was a pretty good racer there for a little while, too.
Yep,
Ran Donnie Keegan stuff?
yeah,
That was? Yeah.
Yep.
It was a 19. I remember one time Lee came in the pits, came over yelling at me because I put a move on Daniel at Attica to make the show out of the V main one night, and he wasn't very happy with me.
He didn't like your move?
No,
Did Daniel get you back?
No, he didn't get me back. I squeezed him going on the front straightaway, and we passed each other all the time. Back then, even more, but we passed each other all the time. Me going to work or him coming home, and he wouldn't wave to me for quite a while.
That was really something. I got in, I still had one sitting in the garage, and Jared was racing, Daniel was racing, and I wasn't supposed to be racing.
Uh-oh.
And what happens? They had us all in the same race.
That's the best you could hope for, right? Or the worst you could hope for.
I didn't go out. I was afraid.
Oh, really?
I said, well, that's all I needed to bump one of them guys out. I'll be in big trouble.
Yeah.
They team up on me.
So you said the love of your life is going to allow you to race.
Yep.
How much desire do you still have in there to race? Because you said you wanted to stay in that 5 car. You ever thought of putting something back together and playing around, or?
I'd have to win the lottery.
Yeah.
She said I could race all I want.
If you win the
As long as
lottery?
you win the lottery?
No, if I build her a house.
Oh.
Oh, so that's
Sounds
all
like
it
a
takes?
fair trade.
I gotta build her a house.
Sounds like a fair trade. Does she have stipulations on the house? Or can it just be a house?
I can't buy her a house. I gotta build her a
You gotta
house.
build the house.
Birdhouse, back to the racetrack.
No.
Oh.
That won't
There's some
work.
stipulation.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim tells me at one time you got run over in the pits by a sprint car, and he tells me you're the, what's the word he used? I probably can't say it on here, but a bad dude, because you would get, that really wasn't what he called you, but you got up and walked away, and the next couple of days did you have some like tire tread marks on your
Yeah.
back or something?
Yeah. And what really upset me, that wonderful lady had just bought me a real nice watch. And it busted that watch all around.
So you got ran over by a car, and the worst part was the watch.
Yeah, and I was walking down. I always walk down behind the cars, and then he come over, and I was hurt pretty good because I couldn't take a hold of him.
Oh.
And he said, "Well, I revved my motor." I said, "Big deal, you revved your motor." I was walking right behind the cars, you know, and he just come blasting through there.
Where was that at?
Right by the restrooms at Fremont.
Oh, right at Fremont.
Yeah, Tim
Yeah.
said that he always seen you walk away, no matter what happened. You always, even if they put you in the ambulance, pretty soon you come walking back and say, "I'm all right." And he said,
Yep.
he got run over by a sprint car one night and actually had like the wheel squares
Yeah,
on your back.
run right over. I got
Got up
caught
and
right
walked
between
away.
the Nerf powder and the...
Oh. Gotta be paying attention.
Yeah.
So now I see you up in the booth, or up in the pit tower with
All the troublemakers.
all the troublemakers. Now, do you fit in with that group? Because if you go up there, you see the three guys, Daryl Harrison, you know, them guys, they're sitting in their chairs, Hogster, and then Soup wanders in and out every now and then. But you kind of stand on the...
Because I can't lie as much as those guys.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
keep up with the stories?
Yeah, like... See, Officer's the one that started this whole thing about me racing. See, when I lived where Powder Village was, there used to be a Ohio station over there.
Okay.
He'd stop there to get gas. And we'd jump on his truck. We'd ride to the racetrack, and then we'd jump on the truck and he'd drop us off at night.
So Hogster's responsible for all this.
Yep. Yeah, we used to... I remember going to Florida years ago, and we'd all be down there together. After races, be us and Jimmy McCune and Daryl Harrison. We'd go roller skating after races.
Another roller skater.
Yep. John Ivy's a roller skater.
Yep, he
Yeah.
came in here. We had him on the first or second week, and then he said he did some roller skating.
Yeah,
So when's the last time you were on roller skates?
it's got to be at least 10 years ago.
10? You're 70 years old almost, and that you were on the roller skates 10 years ago. So you still got it, is what you're
Oh,
saying?
I can still roller skate.
I never would have thought that. Did you spend time? What was it over as UPS over there now?
Yep.
There was a
Me
roller
and the
rink.
kids
back there.
used to spend lots of time over there.
Yeah.
See, and my dad was Bradner. Bradner had a roller skating rink, and everybody would go to Bradner to roller skate.
So you were roller skating in the 70s, and you probably had the big hair and the armbands and the short shorts and all
I don't
that.
know.
Bottoms.
I don't think I had the big hair, but
Maybe some of the other stuff.
Some of the other stuff. Skating backwards and
Oh,
moving
yeah.
your feet in and all that stuff.
oh yeah.
Wow, that's...
I'm thinking you've done it a few
Them
times
guys
too,
are
because you
blowing the
know a lot
whistle at me all
about
the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I was never a roller skater. You're not going to hear that. You're not going to hear that on
it. So you guys gonna have a big Potter shindig for the legend? You guys gonna have a bunch of family out to watch ya, or a bunch of people?
I don't know if there will be or
I'm
not.
betting there's gonna be a couple fans out there to see it.
What are you looking forward to the most about getting back in and racing? Because you know it's going to be competitive.
Yep,
And I'm sure you're going to be one of the guys that's trying to go as fast as you can go. So,
you bet it.
yeah.
Yep.
What are you really looking forward to?
First.
That's it? You just, the chance to race and chance to win?
Yep.
I like that.
My
do
daughter
too.
said, "Don't even. You better win, Dad. You better win, Dad."
That's
Well,
it. You
that's
don't have
good.
any
They
other
didn't
option.
tell you just to go out and tool around, or just. That's good.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I really liked him when I was in that 5 car. That was fun.
Your eye's still good? Your reflexes still good and all that? You think any of that's
Well,
gonna
I
be an
can't
issue?
read fine print, but I can see good down the straightaway.
Oh, that's good.
You don't need no fine print. Need to see that.
What, you said it's been a little while now, but how would you compare that car to your best 305 car that you were in? Because the motors have advanced quite a bit.
I don't know. I didn't. It was pretty spunky,
Yeah.
but I always had some pretty good running 305s too.
Ed Smith build most of your motors?
Yeah,
Ed always built good motors.
yeah. I suppose it was. Of course, the last really racing I did was with a 360, so
Oh, okay.
I had that. Well, Daniel used to get mad at me because I leave that what he called the good car with the good motor set in the garage and run the old one.
One you were comfortable with.
Yeah.
Let's see. I thought there was something else I was going to ask you. I can't remember what it was now. Well, anyway, we'll get to this last part because I know this is the part you're looking.
Oh, I can't
looking
wait
forward
to do this.
Yeah, I
We have
bet
some
you can.
pictures. Do we have some pictures of Lee? Did I send you some?
You-
Yeah.
do we?
I thought we had
That's-
a couple.
Fremont
from
Water
in the-
Blasting number
from
28.
back in the day.
How's the business going? How's Fremont Water Blasting going? You're still doing that?
Still doing that.
Still working good?
Still working good.
There's a picture of Mikey there.
Yep. Mike, and that's Angel.
It's your daughter Angel.
That was the last big ride.
Yeah.
That is
Without that,
courtesy of Tim Ziski. He sent that to me.
There's over at Attica. Is that Eric Phillips?
That's what, I think they're gonna have the car looking something like that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Went to black and white already. It got old.
Yeah. I think that.
Is there
was-
another one?
I think there was just 3 of them, wasn't there, Stephen?
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
We don't see him on the screen here.
No, I don't see them.
But no, it's not.
All right.
It wasn't.
Well, here we'll go ahead and do this, and we'll get you out of here.
Oh my goodness.
Just
Oh, my goodness.
set it up on your head. Don't draw on your head. Is probably
This
the.
the one I gotta draw on?
Yep.
Oh, come
Yeah, you can handle it. This is my favorite part. It's a lot of people's
Oh,
favorite
boy.
parts out there. You know what you don't realize is that starting last week, Steven, unbeknownst to me, put this up on the big screen at Fremont Speedway at what, like 3:30. So as the people are coming in and taking down their seats.
This ain't even funny.
So it's funnier than you think. So if you want to see how this looks, you can go to the races a little bit early and go sit in
Think
grandstand.
about the
Oh,
time
my
we get the
goodness.
gates open, Steve.
That's
has it.
terrible.
Yeah.
You did fine there. You got a wing on it. You didn't get
Yeah.
the fence too much.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead and autograph that for us. Put a 28 on it, and we'll hang that out there with the rest of the legends. You did a fine job. So thanks to Lee Potter for coming in here.
Appreciate you having me.
We'll see you on June 7th.
I hope I didn't insult anybody on the
Well,
big screen.
Yeah.
Heck with them. If you did.
we'll find out. We'll find out later. We're gonna watch the truck highlights, and then we'll have a commercial, and we'll be back with Tyler Gunn.
Battle for the lead. Dan Rupke Jr. at Art Ball. Art Ball looks to the inside of Dan Rupke Jr. for the lead, and he takes it. He's got 2 more corners. His 75th career win. Out of turn 4, 74 years old, Art Ball.
Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here.
Isn't
Is
it?
it?
I think it is.
Welcome back to the last lap live. I don't know if you know who I am, but I'm Brian Smith, and this is Shelly Liskey over there, and we're with our guest. According to the bottom, it says Tyler Gunn. Tyler Gunn, driver. Is it the Gunn Racing 68G?
Yeah,
Is
Tyler
that
Gunn
what it
Racing.
Tyler Racing?
Tyler Gunn Racing.
Tyler Gunn Racing. Was it the 68G at Wayne County on Sunday
Yep.
or Saturday? Because on the rundown it said that 89G or something like that. They had your number wrong.
Did they?
But
News to me.
so you're a Thrill 5 racer at this point, right? I hear you're liking this non-wing stuff.
Yeah, I'm loving this non-wing stuff. This is what we used to do with 600, so
So that's where you came out of, was the 600s?
yeah,
Did you run go-karts before that?
we ran quarter midgets.
Oh, quarter midgets. All right. On pavement or dirt?
Pavement, and then we ran a few races at Great Lakes, and that's when we switched to dirt racing.
right up to the 600.
Yep.
Where'd you run the 600 at?
Jackson, Michigan, and Peru, Indiana.
Oh, so you did. Where are you from?
Napoleon, Ohio.
Oh, okay. So I did a little bit of traveling going that way.
Said we should have put him on first. He's got an hour drive.
Yeah, you drove all the way here for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your mom out there with you?
Yep.
She drove. You can sleep. Right?
Yeah.
You're still
He
a
don't
teenager.
sleep.
No, I work all night and go home and sleep for a few hours and go to school.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are you working?
I work for my dad.
Doing what?
I
Work
told
on
you, he's a
cars.
professional hooker.
A professional hooker.
He's a professional hooker. He can do it legally.
Yep. Work-
Please tell me it's a wrecker.
Yeah, work on cars and drive a wrecker and about anything and everything.
Why are you so nervous?
Mhm.
You seem a little nervous. This is laid back here, man. This is like being in the living room. Those people over there, they can't see the bright light. We have one light right there, and these two gigantic cameras.
Huge.
So you can just
They're about this big.
yeah, they're about that big. But so you can relax. So, how much non-wing racing have you done? That wasn't the first time. Saturday was it?
It was
Or
our
last Saturday?
first time in a sprint car non-wing.
Okay, at Fremont for the Mike Hensel Memorial.
Yep.
So you had a pretty good night.
Yeah.
Actually, you ended up in the top 10.
Yeah, we had a pretty good night. I was hoping it was going to be a little better, but we kind of jumped the cushion twice.
I think I saw some video of that. I might have seen that last week. But that helped me out, by the way, because it was a spot for me. One of the guys I got at the end.
Yeah, you passed me with like 2 laps to go.
Yeah. Let's see. You ran double duty that night too. So you had a lot of work down there. I know that's a lot of work. I did that 2 years ago. We switched the same car. How many guys got down there helping you?
We had, I think, probably 5 guys that night. And then
Oh.
Nate Dussel's crew was over there checking on us and helping us put fuel in the car.
Well, that's good. That's really helpful then to have that many guys.
Yep.
What was it like? Kind of describe what it was like to swap time-wise and the things that you had to do and all that to get back and forth from the wing car to the non-wing.
We had to, I think we had all the tires off the car except for the left front wheel. We had to put wings on, pull wings off. What else did we have? Change wheel spacing, tires, about everything on that car.
Did you take the wing? You guys got the just the pins in the wing slider, right? So you don't have the adjustable wing slider. You just duct taped that to the cage and
Yep, we pulled the front post out because my dad didn't want them breaking off or anything. Then we just duct taped and zip tied everything else up there.
And how much time did you have to do all this between races?
It wasn't too bad except for when we went from feature to feature. We had the non-wing setup in when we went out with our wing 305 car.
That's quite a bit different, is it?
Yeah, it was really, really soft on the right rear.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, it was pretty slick though, so
Yeah.
that wasn't too bad. And you drove off the end in that one though, too, right?
No,
Oh, you didn't drive off the end of the
No.
305s. Okay.
but when you're running the cushion, it's way different.
I wouldn't know.
He did
Figured.
it. Yeah, he,
You did a little bit that night, a little bit. But so you ran last Saturday. You went to Wayne County because apparently you like the non-wing quite a bit, and ran with the Boss Series again.
Yep,
And what
I
happened
hate
over
that. I want to keep him at Fremont.
run some more boss races.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
Yeah, but there's one more at the end of the year, so you'll be back for that.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed watching Tyler. I took a liking to watching him a couple when he started back at Fremont. So I hate to see him move on, and I like to have him at Fremont. You know us girls, we get our favorites, and he's got that nice pink car.
Oh yeah, the pink car. The girls do like. Was that on purpose to make the girls like it?
Not really, but we kind of did to match our shirts for this year. So,
So
from
you got the
last year.
shirts first.
We got the shirts last year,
Okay.
and then we did a pink car to kind of match the shirts from last year.
And Tyler did shave his head for me on the front stretch last year,
Alright.
and got involved with my kick it stuff a lot. So that always is big points with me.
Okay. You gonna play in the Kick It deal this year then?
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
hmm
What do you plan on doing then? Now are you gonna go run some more Boss stuff?
I think we're gonna go run Fremont and Attica this weekend. We're gonna try to keep doing the fast series and might go run a few more boss races. Just kind of mess around and see what we can do.
Yeah. Do you have intentions on moving up at some point to run on 360 or 410?
Next year we're thinking about running the boss series all year and then go run some 305 races at Fremont and Attica on our off weekends. And
Kind of switch it around and run the fast series now and some non-wing stuff, and then go to non-wing and a few 305 stuff. Any interest in putting in a 360 or 410 to do that, or?
yeah, we got one of our sponsors looking for a 410 motor right now. Trying to find a decent deal on a 410 motor for maybe rest of the season. Might try some 410 wing stuff next year, just kind of toy around.
Yeah. Yeah, Fremont, Attica, Wayne County stuff you can get away with the 305, but the Boss Series runs like Pennsylvania Motor Speedway and Lawrenceburg, and I think they run Eldora, don't they?
Yeah.
Family Fun. Is it this weekend?
weekend.
Family Fun Night, $10 at Eldora, and they got the Boss Non-Wing Sprints. So
That's why you were questioning about. I asked him if he was coming back to Fremont this weekend. He was kind of like, well, maybe Eldora.
yeah,
We had to play the fast card on him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Trump is Eldora stuff, so.
So you've been out here for the first two guests, and your job was to come up with something interesting to talk about other than racing, so that we don't, ask you what you do and you say nothing. So
I know him. He's got a really, really cool car.
Yeah, I got
a
a.
street car.
No, I got a 61 Buick Skylark. My grandpa gave it to me 3 years ago. Me and my dad rebuilt the motor. It's got an all aluminum Buick 215 in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What year was it?
61.
61.
I like old cars.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
an
it-
old car buff.
Yeah. Did you get yours out Sunday?
I sure
Mother's Day?
did. You know, the only bad part about it is they're hot. When it's hot out.
You don't have air conditioning in yours?
No.
Oh.
I wish I could get my cars out, but I don't have a license.
You don't have a license?
No.
You're 18
Oh, I
years
was
old?
gonna bring that up next.
What's the story there?
Well, I was going to get racing parts, and I got 2 speeding tickets in the same exact spot.
On the way there and on the way back?
And I was like a few months apart, but yeah.
Oh.
or
So
a month
you looking
apart.
at like 150 days or something crazy like that?
Yeah, I got 3 days to go, I think, but yeah, I haven't had it for 150 days.
So you have to have mom and girlfriend drive you around.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always fun.
That's why my mom's here right now.
I noticed when we pulled up, you guys pulled up, and mom got out of the driver's side.
Yep.
So she escorted him here.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And see,
Is
I
that
didn't
why
put
you're
all
so
that-
nervous? Because you knew that was going to come up?
No.
I didn't put all that together last night when we were talking. I was talking back and forth with his mom, and she said, "You told me she was coming with you." And I thought, oh gosh, it's so nice, mother-son bonding time. Then the whole lost his driver's license thing came up, and I'm like, oh, he needs a ride to Fremont.
Yeah.
So what did you learn through all that?
Save the speed for the racetrack.
So you're paying attention. Doesn't Brian say that at the end
He's
of the
like,
day?
yeah, he's like the poster child for save the speed for the racetrack. Yeah.
Did you get the parts you needed?
Yeah.
And you got the race car back together?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got somebody to drive the truck and trailer to the racetrack,
Yep.
and then so what else do you need? You got to ride the bus to school now, though?
No, I got work and school privileges, but
Oh, jeez, that's easy.
yeah.
So does racing count as work?
I don't know.
I wonder.
You need to work that, because you used to be able to drive the truck and trailer then.
Yeah.
And this would be work related too, because you're doing a racing involved show.
That's right.
Or I just drive the wrecker all over.
Yeah. Well, you only got 3 days to go anyway. So.
Go pick
Yep.
your girlfriend up for prom in the rec. You don't go to proms. You've missed all your high school proms, haven't
Yep.
you?
Racing's more
Racing.
important to me.
I like this kid. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right. Where were you at last week?
That'd be prom.
You went to prom?
Because
is-
Barman talked me into doing it.
Somebody talked you into doing prom?
Scott Barman.
Scott Barman talked you into doing prom? I
What
don't-
the heck?
Because said I would regret it if I didn't go.
Really? You regret it?
No, I was running non-wing that night, so.
Tyler doesn't regret it at all. The only thing he regrets is driving off the end one time.
Did your girlfriend come and watch you, or did she go to prom?
She went to prom.
Did she?
Yeah.
Solo?
She went with some friends, so
Yeah.
yeah.
She's still your girlfriend?
Yeah.
He's good then. He's good. He got to go to races and skip prom, and she's still his girlfriend. So
Yep.
we won't get on you about proposing to your girlfriend like we did with Caleb.
Poor
Griffith
Caleb.
last week. You're a little too young for that.
Caleb is 20, pushing 20, what, 6 now or
26,
something? Yeah.
27, yeah.
Yeah.
A little different there.
So do you, on top of the Buick, you also redid a truck, right?
Yeah, I got an 87 Chevy. That was my first truck. I think me and my dad went and got that on my 15th birthday. And
So you like to tinker?
yeah, I got a bunch of things to tinker with. I got a
But-
4-wheeler all tore apart right now. So
They get you in trouble too.
yeah,
Yeah, I heard that.
Did you have a Volkswagen in the garage at one time?
probably a long time ago.
A Volkswagen bit. When you get on Facebook, you friend everybody that's a race car driver a lot. And I think I remember seeing a Volkswagen Beetle in the garage at one point.
Yeah, we work on a lot of different things, a lot of classic cars. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty neat. Have you been able to drive the Skylark yet?
Yeah, I've driven it a few times.
But
Well,
not in the
I
last
have-
150 days, obviously. Not in the last 150 days.
None that he's gonna tell about it.
So is that something you think you're going to do in the future, is collect more classic cars?
I don't know for sure. Racing's pretty expensive, so
You could always sell the Skylark and buy a 410 motor, right?
yeah, I probably won't ever sell that. But
See, there's an attachment to them.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I got 2 Volkswagens in my garage.
Yeah,
that are
you
just
get
sitting there.
attached to them, and you have Grandpa, right?
Yeah.
Grandpa gave it to you?
It's been in the family since it's been owned.
Yeah.
My grandpa used to own the dealer, and it's just been passed down ever since.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a good story there.
Yeah, that is.
It's got good history.
And they're cool cars. You don't see a whole lot of them.
Right.
I like them.
I was going to tell you, don't ever sell any of those stuff. My dad has had 44 vets, and he wishes he had all of them still. And his sons wish he had more. You know, he still had all those cool cars that he had. You know, I got all the pictures, but the pictures don't mean anything. You know,
Yeah.
Shelly's you had that Chevelle,
Since I was a junior in high school.
so that wasn't that long ago. But last week I gave her a hard time. So,
Yeah,
It wasn't
just a few
that
years
long
ago.
but you got one to replace it though,
I do. I still have mine,
right?
my original one, and I honestly like it. It's a part of me, and I just will never get rid of it. It goes with me wherever I go, and someday, I don't know, maybe my grandchild will drive it or something. But it's just something, and I think it's just because I'm a girl. I get really attached to things.
Now guys get attached to cars too. He's
Yeah,
attached to that Skylark.
yeah. See, I get really attached. I drive my cars till they have like 250,000 miles on them, but I can't get rid of them. Lindsay's still driving one of my cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got 280,000 miles on it,
Wow.
and it still drives.
Does your dad have classic cars too? Or is he spending all his money on your race car?
Yeah, he used to have a bunch of classic cars, but he kind of sold them for racing.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Cap Henry story too. Cap's dad had a bunch of classic cars that he sold in order for their kids to go racing. Oh, my dad was working till his hands bleed. That's what he always said.
Yeah.
I'm just working till my hands bleed so that you can race.
So you're gonna graduate in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
Will you graduate from Napoleon?
Yeah, I'll graduate from. I actually go to Ford County, which is like a vocational school, but I'm actually through Napoleon, so yeah.
But you don't do like auto body or something. You like to do the car, but you're a diesel mechanic.
Yeah, I'm taking diesel, but I work for my parents on auto, cars, trucks.
Is diesel just something you fall back on, or?
I took diesel because I didn't want to take auto because I pretty much know everything about it, so I thought I'd go and try to learn something different.
And you gonna further?
I was gonna go to college, but my parents kind of really wanted me to stay back and racing and everything, so I'm not gonna go anymore.
They
Just-
do want you to stay back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay and maybe take over the business someday and see where racing takes me.
Are you an only child?
Now I have a sister.
You have a sister. Yeah.
You in sports or anything at Napoleon?
No.
Just racing.
Used to be,
Used
but
to be?
started racing, and racing took over.
Yep.
You
It's
know
funny how
goes.
that happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, when do you get time to work on a race car if you're driving a wreck or going to school and all that?
Really late at night.
Is your dad wrench on it
Yeah.
too, or is okay? All
Yeah.
right.
Me and my dad and a few of the guys that help us out come during the week.
Oh, that's good.
His mom tells me he doesn't sleep. He's just constantly working or school or racing.
That'll catch up with him eventually, but not when you're 18. So
I,
enjoy that when you can.
you kind of in the last couple of years have had your family's been through a lot of stuff. Everybody
Yeah.
healthy now?
Yeah, everything's
Good.
good. My mom's doing good. My dad's doing good. My grandpa's doing good. So,
Good.
yeah.
That's a lot of stuff to go through, and I'm glad that everybody came out is doing well.
That's why the car was a breast cancer car last year. 'Cause
Yeah.
my mom had breast cancer and try to support her because she always says we never involve her in racing and stuff like that. So try to
We
get
like to be involved too.
Yeah.
You know? We can be really helpful sometimes.
Yep.
That's good. Well, we won't hold you too long, but we do have to do this deal here. Lee Potter did it, and it does look like a race car. So you got to at least do as good as Lee did there.
Can you show the camera?
What's that? I didn't show Lee's on the camera there.
I gotta put a wing on it.
You can do whatever you want. You just gotta draw a race car. I lost it here. I lost Lee's car. It's missing. I don't know where I put it. This is excellent TV right here, by the way. There we go. Give me the other camera there. There's Lee's, so you know. Now, when is the office open here that somebody could come in and see these? Because I've had people request coming in to
I'm
look
here
at
every
these.
Tuesday about 5 o'clock.
Every Tuesday about 5 o'clock? So Tuesdays, people, you want to come in? I know there's like 15 of you out there that want to see
At
this.
least.
Well, I mean 15 people that specifically asked me about this deal we do here, so they want to come in and see them.
I think we're here less now that racing started, because we
Right.
really just kind of have the offices for meetings and stuff like that. We're more at the racetrack now, but during the cold months, you could pop in pretty much anytime and find somebody.
So these are
there.
going up in frames and all that stuff out there. They look
We
pretty
got
good.
really fancy with the frames.
Yeah.
Took
So,
the tape off.
It really is neat to see. I mean, we got some legendary guys out there that did this, so
And someday these will be in the Hall of Fame.
that's
We're
right.
shooting for it.
And you'll be so happy to see your drawing up there with the rest of them. So I'll set this up for you. You don't want to get in the fence. You want to start with the wheels or the corners or whatever. Draw. You can, since you run non-wing here and you're really liking that, you can do that. You can draw.
Just breaking my heart here, but
You can draw a 600, a go-kart, or whatever you want to do. Just make sure you put the 68G on it, and then you take it down off your head, and then you autograph it. So you don't have to sign it on your head. Just draw the car up there.
tends to confuse people.
Yeah.
Oops, I
So-
just kicked the table.
Yeah, don't kick the table
Yeah, I
down there.
did.
Man, I'm telling you, every week I'm sinking to the seat more and more and more. And before you know it, you're not even going to be able to see me. You're going to have the camera up there.
I don't
So-
know what this is, but
We got all the kids coming in this week. Hopefully we'll have a big crowd there. So make sure you bring your kids out to the races. They probably have tickets, and if they didn't tell you, they've got
I had
tickets to the races.
I had someone get with me on Facebook today and want to know why the younger kids under 10 got tickets, and I think that is confusing to some people, but when we printed the tickets, we gave them through K through 12.
Right.
You've got 3 kids, 2 in school, and when one comes home with a ticket and the other one doesn't get it,
Right.
we really just wanted to make every kid feel like they're included, whether they were already free or not. So that's why there's 10,000 tickets out there for some of the kids that didn't really need the ticket, but we wanted them to feel like it was their night to come too. So.
Right. And it is a great time for the kids. It's good entertainment.
And if you guys have free time, you're more than welcome to come up and help me babysit, because there's a lot of kids that get dumped off there.
That's true. That is true.
I
So-
literally watched vans pull up last year and slide the door open and just kids.
Dump them out.
Yep.
Hopefully with money to buy hot dogs.
I actually looked at the ticket when I got it home, and I was hoping that they printed them with parental supervision or must be accompanied. Yeah, we forgot that
They
part.
didn't have to do that.
Can't enforce it now, so.
Yeah. Tyler, thanks for coming in.
thank you.
I appreciate it. Have a safe trip home there, riding with your mom.
And we're gonna see you again, getting buzzed this year.
Yep,
Yeah, good deal.
I'll do it
Excellent.
again.
Good deal.
Part of the kickball event. And we're going to still try and get Caleb Griffith to do that because he's got the big afro.
Yeah.
But I think we don't have any more highlights, so we'll go ahead and close the show.
See everybody Saturday night.
See everybody Saturday night. Don't forget to come back. Watch us next Tuesday night, live, 7 p.m. And if you don't get to catch it live, go to the racetrack. When the gates open, it'll be playing then, and you'll be able to see it on the big screen. And you can sit with all your friends and watch
And
the
make
show.
fun of us.
Right, and make fun of us. Shelly will be walking around, and I'll probably be walking around at some point, trying not to hear it. But thanks for watching the Last Lap Live, and we'll see you next week.